Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Michelle. I'm a flight attendant for a major US airline based in San Francisco, California. I vlog about my trips and I do my best to take you guys with me. Tonight we're starting a 4-day international trip and we're going back to Sydney, Australia. Yes, I have done a lot of Sydneys. This is my third Sydney in a row actually. I know I've done a lot in the last few months and I haven't vlogged them all, but I have vlogged quite a few. And you know, this has been a season of me doing a lot of Australia. I promise I will switch it up for you all soon, but it is really hard for me to say no to my favorite trip. And with all the Australias, they are good trips to get. It's my personal favorite kind of flying because they're productive trips, which means I'm flying a lot of hours for the amount of time I'm gone, and that means more money and in less time, which either means I can stay home for more time or make more money. And they're not too hard trips. I love the layovers and I love the cities. So yes, I do want to make things fun and exciting for you all, but at the end of the day, this is my job and this is my livelihood, and if I have a choice, I'm going to fly my favorite kind of flying that works for my lifestyle and for me. So with that being said, we are going back to Sydney. Okay, so we are flying the 787 Dreamliner over to Sydney and back, and I am working beverage cart in economy. I have flown with quite a handful of people on this crew before. I think I've flown with over half of them on this crew of 9. I'm the most junior, as to be expected. It's a pretty senior crew. I think the next most junior to me has like 20 years of seniority and everybody else has way less than that. I mean, way more than that. I think it's gonna be raining when we get there. I think it's been raining pretty much all week, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, we're gonna make the most of it. We always make the most of it. It's summer here, it's winter there, and I know that I am going to enjoy my time there no matter what the weather is. But we are looking at an almost 15-hour flight from San Francisco to Sydney, and we are mostly full. We'll have a small little handful of open seats, but we will be for the most part full. I was in Orange County for the week, and Austin and I actually got to go to a World Cup game in Los Angeles, which was so wonderful. It was a dream come true for me. I love soccer or football, and I know I've talked about it a good amount on my channel, but I don't talk about it that much. I love it. This has been a bucket list item. It's something I've wanted to do for forever, and I am so grateful that we got to go. It was such a good experience, and I have been loving World Cup season, and I will continue to be watching the games as I'm traveling around in Australia or wherever I go next. Okay, with that being said, let's get our blazer on, put our hair up, and we will go in to catch the employee bus into the airport. Let's make this a good flight. Hello everyone, we have made it to Sydney. Flight was good. We got here kind of late. It is already 9:33. Just stepped into my room and we were supposed to get in, I think around like 6:55 a.m., but we didn't end up landing until around 8 a.m. And that was because we had a delay due to a maintenance issue. They actually had to fix the captain's seat in the cockpit, and that took a while. Then we have to wait for paperwork, and then we had some weight and balancing. And then San Francisco has some kind of big runway delays because we're doing some runway construction at the airport. So we had like an hour-long taxi, and it was just, it made for a long night, but it was good. Break was good, crew was good, people were good, no complaints there at all. And now we're in Sydney and I couldn't be happier. I have like kind of a different I have a corner room and I've never had this view before, but I kind of like it. I kind of like being at the end. And then I immediately ran into the hotel to watch the end of a World Cup match because it went to penalties, and I was so excited to watch as much of that as I could. But yeah, today we are going to focus on just our normal Sydney things. I want to get good matcha, coffee, food, walk a lot, and I think we're pretty lucky. It's been raining on and off here in Sydney, but right now it looks like it's cleared up and it shouldn't rain until tonight. Probably by that time I'll be in bed, knowing me. So I think we'll try to be out and about as much as possible, and then also just enjoy and relax as well. I think that is all. I am going to take a shower and then I will check in with you in a bit. I was thinking maybe I was gonna nap, but now that I'm here, I'm kind of excited, so I don't know if I'm gonna nap. Okay, let's do our room routine. I am showered, my phone is charged, my watch is charged, my battery's a little bit recharged. We are going out to get some matcha and I think some food. I'm kind of hungry. And of course, I'm going to be doing a coastal walk again today. I think today the plan is to do Rose Bay to Watson's Bay. Haven't done it in a few months, so it'll be nice to do that one. And there's a place at Watson's Bay that I like to sit down by Little Bay and get some food and wine there. So if the weather cooperates, that's the plan. By the time I got out of my hotel room, I was pretty hungry, so I wanted to stop for a quick bite to eat. I went to a little Japanese cafe called Cafe Japanon for a chicken katsu sando. This was so good and filling. It was on this soft Japanese milk bread, and the chicken was like freshly fried, which was the perfect warm lunch on this overcast day. And then you could probably guess the next thing I did. It was to go to Aura Coffee for a matcha. I come here every single trip because it is the best matcha in the world. It's this little stand in Haymarket, and the drinks are consistently good, and the service is quick and super nice. This time I got a dirty matcha latte, which is a matcha with an espresso shot in it. I was skeptical about trying a new drink here, but it was so good and the caffeine boost was what I needed. Then we were off to Circular Quay. I caught the tram down to the ferries and then a ferry to Rose Bay. Today I was walking Rose Bay to Watson's Bay, which is a walk I have done many times before. This is a 4.5-mile walk that connects two beautiful bays on the harbor. Because there was so much rain this week in Sydney, it gave me some absolutely lush and green scenery. It felt like all the plants and walkways were so vibrant and alive. You walk through the Hermitage Foreshore Reserve at the beginning of the walk, which gives you pretty views of Circular Quay from afar. And then you pass a lot of little beaches before you get to the Parsley Bay Bridge, which is my personal favorite part of the walk. Before I knew it, I was already at Watson's Bay. I stopped at the Watson's Bay Hotel for some apps. We got some oysters, a really good Greek salad, and some sweet potato fries, and then some Sauvignon Blanc, which is my favorite wine. And we enjoyed the peaceful views of the water before catching the ferry back to Circular Quay. I always suggest to anyone who asks me about Sydney to take the ferry. It is such a fun and inexpensive way to travel, and it also gives you the best views of the Opera House and just Sydney in general. Then we walked back through CBD and stopped at Woolworths to get some groceries. I love getting groceries here in Sydney. And then the last stop of the night was a sweet treat at Yochi, which is my favorite frozen yogurt. And then we finally made our way back to the hotel. Back in the room, it was quite a successful Sydney layover. I did some grocery shopping, so I'll do a little Woolworths haul for you. But it is only 6:38 and I'm exhausted, so I think I'm really just gonna put my groceries away, kind of pack up a little bit, and then shower and head to bed. Okay, pretty much normal things. So first thing is the salted caramel white chocolate cookies. Once again, I repeat, these are only good from the Woolworths bakery one. These ones, so good. The other brands, not good. This, get this and thank me later. Another very typical snack for me are these sweet chili and sour cream potato chips. I love these. They're so good every single time. And then for some fruit for the plane, I got a couple golden kiwis. They were on sale, and I had gotten these for a couple trips in a row, and they've been really, really good. So 2 golden kiwis, and then a juice. This is one of my favorites. It is the tropical breakfast juice. I think it has like pineapple, orange, passion fruit, some other things too, but really good. And then for a meal on the plane, I've been making this little salad, and the base is arugula. And then I make a little dressing with these like the marinade from these feta cubes, and then I use the feta in it. Avocado, cut up a bell pepper, and then a couple of things that I can take from the plane to bring the salad together, and it's really good. And then the last two things, just another little snack. I've been getting these recently, and one of my crew members showed me this, and I decided that I really like them. They're just rice crackers, and these have like a little seaweed flavor. Really light, really good, fun snack. And then just a little extra French onion dip in case I get a little snacky. Good morning, everyone. It's 7:10 a.m. My pickup is at 8:15, so I'm gonna start getting ready real soon. I slept amazing. Went to sleep at, I think, like 7:30, definitely before 8 p.m. And then I woke up probably around 4:30, and I've pretty much been just chilling ever since. Trying to trade some trips around. I've been watching World Cup. I've been snacking. Nothing crazy. But it's time for me to start getting ready. So I have the World Cup on in the background, and I'm gonna start getting ready for the flight back home. And just like that, another wonderful Sydney layover is complete. It is 8 a.m. My pickup is in 15 minutes, so I will head down soon. It was such a good little layover, despite the kind of overcast, cloudy weather. I feel like it was really good for walking around, and we did, yeah, so much. Just like every time, it was so good. So sorry about just the repetitive Australia vlogs. Like I said, I know we'll switch it up soon, but it is really hard for me to say no to a good, productive Australia trip. You know, it's my favorite. And we are working a flight back from Sydney to San Francisco. I think we should be pretty much completely full. It'll probably be a busy flight. These ones coming back home to San Francisco are all throughout the daytime, so everyone's pretty much awake. So it gets pretty busy, but that's okay. We are on the 787 again. I am economy beverage cart once more. And it should be a good flight. I think it'll be like 13 hours and 30 minutes or something like that. And when I get back, I am planning on doing another trip. I do have to do some training. I'm still trying to work on my schedule. As you guys know, my seniority does not hold Australia flying or international at all, just through our regular bidding. I do a lot of training, and I spend a lot of time working out my schedule so I can fly what I want to fly. And normally I am just holding like regular domestic 2, 3, 4 day trips, and then I try to trade them around as best as possible so I can fly international productive trips that I want to fly. So I have to do that when I get back to the Bay Area. So that will be my task when I get back home. But I am planning on working one more trip before commuting home to Phoenix. I think that's really it. We are going to pack up the stuff and head downstairs for pickup.